The dinner roast was cooling on the plate, but my mother was too engrossed in cataloging my shortcomings to care. She sighed, handing over the mashed potatoes, lamenting yet another year I'd spent toiling in that basement laboratory. Meanwhile, your sister's biotech firm just launched its IPO, she remarked. I nudged my peas around, not bothering to mention the breakthrough we'd achieved just days ago. They wouldn't grasp it anyway. Dad chimed in, Sarah, you're brilliant, but this research, it's been half a decade. Perhaps it's time to think about selling your patents to Jennifer's company. Across the table, my flawless sister Jennifer grinned. We'd make it worth your time, she said. Our acquisition team has the paperwork ready. Naturally, they did. They'd been eyeing my work like hawks for months. Jennifer pulled a sleek envelope from her high-end purse. Standard terms, she said. We'd take over your lab, your patents, everything. You'd get a cozy spot in our R&D division. Under the table, I glanced at my phone. 3 missed calls from the lab. Whatever Dr. Chun had discovered in today's test must be urgent. Your sister's throwing you a lifeline, Mom urged. This fixation on a novel treatment method. It's noble, but what? I finally met her gaze. Not profitable enough? Not glamorous enough for Sunday dinner chatter. Jennifer leaned in, her tone polished. Your work is intriguing, Sarah, but it's untested. Our company has the resources to develop it properly. Dad slid the contract toward me. Just review the terms. They're very fair. I flipped through the pages, noting the cunning wording meant to erase 5 years of my life's work. The figure at the bottom was impressive, enough to turn heads at a country club, but it was a pittance compared to my research's true value. If only they knew. My phone buzzed again. Dr. Chin wasn't giving up. Well, Mom pressed. It's time to be sensible, dear. Jennifer had a pen ready, ever the prepared one. Dad reached for his own pen. He'd need to sign too, having chipped in some early funding. Let's wrap this up before dessert, he said. The TV droned softly in the background, Sunday evening news filling the silence as my family dismantled my career. I reached for the pen, watching Jennifer's smile grow. Then the news anchor's voice broke through. Breaking news. Scientists unveil a groundbreaking cancer treatment. My phone lit up with notifications. Initial market estimates value the new protocol at $9.3 billion. Dad's hand froze, pen in midair. Leading the team, Dr. Sarah Chin, the anchor continued. Jennifer whispered, her face paling. And your name? Mom echoed faintly. I smiled, setting the pen down. You were saying something about sensibility? The house phone rang, probably Mom's bridge club buzzing about the news. Her cell phone joined in. 9 billion, Dad muttered, staring at the screen. That's just the starting estimate, I said coolly. The real market potential is far greater. Jennifer was frantically texting, likely trying to save her acquisition plan, but it was too late. My phone rang again, and this time I answered. Dr. Anderson speaking. Dr. Anderson. This is Dr. Lars Nilsson from the Nobel Committee. The room went quiet. Yes, I understand. We can arrange that. Thank you. I hung up, facing my family's stunned expressions. That basement lab you were so concerned about? It's up for a Nobel Prize in medicine. Jennifer stammered, but the contract, keep it, I said, smiling. I've got a press conference to prep for and some pharmaceutical firms to meet. Ones that saw our work's potential and didn't try to snatch it for peanuts. Mom's phone kept ringing, the social weight of a Nobel-nominated daughter sinking in. Sarah, Dad began, we didn't know. No, I agreed. You didn't. You saw what you wanted, a daughter tinkering in a lab, not making headlines or chasing IPOs. You never asked what we were building. Jennifer, reading from her phone, muttered, This treatment protocol, it's game-changing. How did we miss it? Because you were too focused on buying it cheap to understand it, I said, checking my watch. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a car waiting. That press conference won't wait. But Sunday dinner, Mom protested. It'll have to wait, I replied. I've got meetings with real industry leaders who value what we've created, plus a Nobel committee to speak with. I paused at the door, glancing at the contract on the table. Oh, and Jennifer? Next time you try to scoop up groundbreaking research, maybe read the publications first. We shared our initial findings 3 months ago. Everyone in the field knew what was coming. Everyone but you. I left them there, the TV still blaring about my pointless research. Sometimes, the sweetest victory isn't just proving doubters wrong. It's letting them underestimate you right before the world proves your worth. The week after the announcement was a whirlwind of media appearances, interviews, and watching my family try to rewrite their narrative. I always knew Sarah was destined for greatness, Mom told her country club friends, the same ones who'd heard her bemoan my wasted potential days earlier. In my newly upgraded lab, I watched the pharmaceutical industry scramble. Our protocol wasn't just revolutionary, it was transformative, and everyone wanted in. Another offer, Dr. Chin said, tossing a folder on my desk. Johnson & Johnson, $15 billion. File it with the others, I replied, eyes on my microscope. Next to Pfizer's $12 billion and Merck's $13 billion. My phone buzzed Jennifer again. I let it go to voicemail, like her last 20 attempts. Her company's stock tanked 30%, Dr. Chin noted with a faint grin. Their investors aren't thrilled they missed their shot to acquire us. Imagine that, I said, tweaking the lens. Almost like they should have read our work, instead of trying to lowball it. The lab door opened, and my new security team stepped in. The breakthrough had made them necessary. Everyone wanted access to the team that redefined cancer treatment. Dr. Anderson, my security chief, said the Nobel Committee reps are here for their site visit. I nodded. And your family's in the lobby. Parents, sister, and half the hospital board she works with. Of course. Jennifer brought reinforcements. Let the Nobel team in through the secure entrance, I decided. My family can wait. The next hour was spent guiding the committee through our work, their awe growing with every data point, confirming why our protocol was the century's biggest medical leap. Remarkable, Dr. Nilsson kept saying. Simply remarkable. My phone buzzed. Mom, probably wondering why they were still waiting. 5 years of dismissing my work, and now they couldn't handle a 5-minute delay. After the committee left, I had security escort my family to my office, not the lab. They'd lost the right to see the real work. Sarah, Mom burst in. We've been waiting an hour. Yes, I said, not looking up from my papers. Funny how time feels. Almost like waiting 5 years for someone to value your work. Jennifer, all business in her tailored suit, stepped forward. Sarah, we need to discuss partnership options. No, I said flatly, we don't. But our company's expertise cost you 30% of your stock when you were too smug to read public research papers, I finished. Dad cleared his throat. Princess, we just want to share in your success. Like you did last week, when you were ready to sign away my life's work for pocket change. The security feed showed more corporate cars pulling up, more industry giants here to bid. The hospital board wants to run clinical trials, Jennifer pressed. They can get in line, I said, finally looking up behind Johns Hopkins, Mayo Clinic, and 50 other institutions that respected our work before it hit the news. Mom, sensing the shift in status, tried a new angle. Darling, maybe we could talk this over at the country club. They have a wonderful new chef. I'm dining with the Nobel Committee tonight, I said. Tomorrow, I'm meeting the NIH director, but I'm sure the country club's lovely too. My phone buzzed. Dr. Chin with new trial results, even better than we'd hoped. Sarah, Jennifer said, her tone dripping with the condescension I'd known forever. You need seasoned people to manage this. The business side's handled by people who understand the science. I cut in. Not those who called it worthless until CNN said otherwise. Security appeared. Dr. Anderson, the WHO reps are here. Thank you, I said, gathering my files. I think we're done here. But family, Mom protested. Yes, I said. Family who needed global news and a Nobel nod to believe in my work. That time for input was 5 years ago, when I was burning the midnight oil in that basement lab you mocked. Jennifer made one last pitch. Our company's offer is worth less than this quarter's patent royalties, I said. But thanks for that generous contract last week. I had it framed, a reminder of how not to value innovation. I headed for the door, then paused. Oh, and Mom, tell your bridge club the daughter they pitted for wasting her potential just turned down a $15 billion offer. I'm sure they'll enjoy that over martinis. I left them in my office, surrounded by the proof of success they'd never seen coming. Sometimes the greatest triumph isn't just proving doubters wrong. It's watching them scramble to claim they always believed in you. At the Nobel Prize ceremony in Stockholm, the elegance and prestige were as promised, broadcast globally. I sat in the front row, my family relegated to the second, grappling with their new reality. For groundbreaking advancements in cancer treatment methodology, the presenter declared, the Nobel Prize in Medicine is awarded to Dr. Sarah Anderson and her team. The applause roared. I stood, smoothing my designer dress, chosen because it cost more than Jennifer's first car. Mom was tearing up, perhaps from pride, perhaps from realizing how wrong they'd been. Dr. Anderson's work, the presenter continued, has reshaped cancer treatment, saving thousands in early trials. I stepped to the podium, the medal's weight heavy around my neck. 5 years of toil distilled into gold. Thank you, I began. They say success is the best revenge, but I disagree. Success is truth unveiled over time. Jennifer squirmed in her seat, her company's stock still tanking as analysts realized how badly they'd misjudged my work. 5 years ago, I continued. I started this in a basement lab. I glanced at my family, suggested I was wasting my time, that I should sell my research, take the easy road. Dad stared at his hands, the ones that nearly signed away billions over dinner. But science demands persistence, believing in your work when others don't see it. My phone buzzed in my clutch, another pharma giant chasing our next project. We'd already rejected over $50 billion in offers. This award is for my team, for Dr. Chen, who took my calls on Sundays while others belittled our work's value. Mom winced, no longer bragging about Miss Sunday dinners. To researchers who saw potential where others saw risk, and to every scientist in a basement lab told their work isn't practical or profitable enough. The applause swelled, drowning out Jennifer's attempt to whisper to the pharma exec beside her. Her networking never quit. At the reception, the same society figures who'd scoffed at my wasted potential now clamored to claim they'd always supported me. Dr. Anderson, called the CEO of a major pharmaceutical firm. Inspiring speech. Thank you, I said, noting Jennifer inching closer. We'd love to explore collaboration opportunities. Of course, I replied. My team's next research phase will make our current breakthrough look modest. Larger than $9 billion, the CEO asked. Far larger, I said, though some might call it impractical. Mom appeared. Darling, the ambassador wants to meet you. In a moment, I said. The CEO and I were discussing how value isn't always clear to those chasing fast profits. Jennifer gave up eavesdropping and walked away, her heels clicking on the marble. Sarah, Dad said cautiously, we're so proud now. Now, I echoed, after the Nobel and billions in valuations. Where was that pride 5 years ago? Last month, at Sunday dinner? The CEO stepped away, leaving us to our moment. We were wrong, Mom admitted softly. So wrong. Yes, I said. And now the world knows it. The daughter you thought was wasting her time revolutionized medical science. The research you tried to buy for pennies is worth more than your entire company. Jennifer. My phone buzzed. Dr. Chen with more promising results. About partnerships, Jennifer started. No, I cut her off. We're too busy working on projects you'll try to buy cheap in a few years. The Nobel Committee chairman approached. Dr. Anderson, the Prime Minister wants to discuss implementing your protocol nationally. Of course, I said. Mom, Dad, Jennifer, if you'll excuse me, some of us have revolutions to plan. I left them amid the dazzling proof of success they'd failed to predict. Sometimes, the best victory isn't just proving people wrong, it's making them witness achievements they never dreamed possible. Later, in my Stockholm hotel suite, I gazed over the city lights, thinking of basement labs and Sunday dinners, of contracts offered and futures nearly sold short. My phone buzzed one last time. Dr. Chen. Initial results confirmed. We did it again. I smiled, already planning the next breakthrough, the next revolution, while others chased fleeting profits. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more stories like this.